Hello everybody and welcome to Beer Reviews. Thank you for joining me once again. And we've got another beer that my mum brought back from America for me when she was in West Kentucky University down in Bowling Green. And she brought me one that I was actually really wanting to try. Oddly enough, I saw these guys, Off Colour Brewing, and this beer in particular, Scurry, in a copy of Draft magazine from America. Well, this beer sounded really interesting. It's a German Kottbusser from the town of Kottbus, exiled during the time of the Reinheitsgebot, the German purity laws that mean you could only use barley, water, hops, and they didn't know about yeast at the time, but yeast to produce beer. This one was outlawed because it's actually a type of wheat beer that you may be able to see there. It's brewed also with honey, molasses, and also oats in it. So it's got barley, it's got wheat, and it's got oats. Wheat and oats weren't kosher, so to say, so they were outlawed, and the addition of honey as well, and molasses. So it's a style that I've never ever tried before, and it's from a brewery that in this article I was reading sound absolutely fascinating. Two guys who are at the Siebel Institute. Big brewing university in America, learned together, cut their teeth in bigger breweries and set up on their own in Chicago. Love the artwork. It's really pretty. It's just lovely, kind of that reflective silver with these nice little doodles of a little mousey and stuff. It says on the side here, let me find it. It says it's a dark honey ale, 5.3%, 13.5 Platos, 18 IBUs. Malts are Pilsner, dark Munich, wheat, chocolate malt. They use Northern Brewer, Hersbucker and Strisselspalt, so some traditional hops there. Special ingredients or secret ingredients, not very secret. Honey, molasses and flaked oats. It says, this ugly thing has a purpose, we swear it. Zap it to find out. That's the QR code. So cool, check them out if you fancy. Let's pop them up and see. Now I know for a fact, because of the article said so, that they are not a fan of filtering their beers. So even if this isn't bottle conditioned, it probably isn't going to be filtered. Oops, that's not the glass I was using. I'm using this one. So we'll see what we have, or maybe it looks pretty clear, so maybe they just dropped it out enough. I imagine they've done that actually. If they know what they're doing, they'll have dropped most of the sediment out without having to use the use of filtering or fining. So, unsurprisingly, it's a dark honey beer. It's particularly dark. Nice little off-white, slightly tanny coloured head. Looks like it might be sticking around, but then again, it's kind of fading away. I know it's fading away quite quickly, so head retention's not brilliant, but hey-ho. 5.3%, so in particularly too strong for that to be happening. Doesn't seem to lace either, but nah, whatever. Who cares? So yeah, pitch black actually. Can't really see much through it, even for holding up a bit to the light. Cool. Let's get a nose in and give it a good smell. Okay. I'm getting a little chocolate on this actually. Chocolate and also a little bit of smoke. A little bit of smoke. It didn't say it used smoke malts, but that's what I'm getting. Well, I'm getting a lot of that chocolate malt coming through, that's for sure. It doesn't have a really intense smell. I thought I might be able to smell the molasses a bit more than I can, or perhaps an aroma of honey. But it's not zinging out the glass for me. Maybe I should just pour it a little bit harder. But hey ho, cheers everyone, let's give it a try. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's got a pretty decent flavour to it actually. Tons of carbonation in it. I'm guessing it's been lagered because it has a kind of lager clean finish as well. And you get a little burst of flavour and then it just really cuts off, and there's a very clean, very subtle bitterness on the tongue, but tons of spritz and carbonation. Big beefiness to it. I'm getting those flaked oats that just beef that body up. So what has been kind of lost from the lagering process with the use of stuff like Pilsner malt, it doesn't give much body. The flaked oats have just beefed it up a little bit. Now in terms of flavours, you get a dry honey flavour. It's not particularly sweet, but I get like a perfumed honey aroma at the start of the palate. And I get a little bit of those darker malt flavours, a little bit of kind of coffee and chocolatiness too. The molasses, I guess it gets mixed in with some of those chocolatey notes, but it's definitely got more of a dry flavour to it. I mean, honey is totally fermentable, so it's just adding to the Well, unless they've added it in post-fermentation, I suppose. It's just added to the fermentables in there and just left a little bit of the perfumey aroma at the back. All in all, this is a super easy sipping ale. And it does say it's a dark honey ale, which is interesting because it must have been... I guess it's not been lagered then. But it does have a very clean finish on it. Pardon me, and a lot of carbonation, as you can tell. Very easy sipping. Does not taste 5.3%. Tastes a lot lower because it's so smooth, to be honest. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's some nice flavours, but considering it calls itself an ale and it hasn't been lagered, it just lacks a bit of the complexity I usually get from an ale. It's very sprightly, very spritzy, but doesn't last long into the aftertaste. It cuts quite short, really. I can certainly drink a couple of them for sure. I mean, it's quite an enjoyable beer. Not too dissimilar to kind of like a very easy sipping, well carbonated, sort of British dark mild, really, I guess, in an odd sense. That's what I'm kind of feeling it's like. I could definitely drink a couple, but it's not particularly blowing me away, which is a shame because I thought it might. German Kottbusser sounds pretty awesome and all. I'm probably going to give this just about... I'm going to give it a 7. I would drink more than one, hence it has to be at least a 7 in my books. But it's not really blowing me away, and it's pretty nice. It's above average, and I certainly have a few, but it's not mind-blowingly brilliant. So, please like, favourite, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of this beer if you've had it before. Loving the branding and stuff, but like I said, the aroma's not particularly punching at me. Not much to smell on the nose, even though I've got a nice glass to really pop your nose in. And the flavours are nice, but it's just lacking a bit of... I don't know, just a little je ne sais quoi, a little bit of the extra punch of flavour. Just to, I don't know, just to stick in the mouth a bit more, to excite me a little bit more. Anyway, I'm rambling. So please, like I said, like, favourite, comment and subscribe, and until the next beer review, cheers everyone.